The late afternoon sun dipped low across the quiet street, casting long golden beams through the windows of a modest two-story home. Inside, 7-year-old Lily sat on the floor of the living room with her 5-year-old brother Noah. The two of them had been coloring pictures of flowers and little houses, their laughter faint but genuine, though behind their innocent smiles lived shadows of fear. For weeks now, the children had been tormented by older kids from their neighborhood. Despite their father being one of the most respected and wealthiest men in the city, the children never flaunted riches. They lived quietly, dressed simply, and spoke kindly to everyone. Yet envy and cruelty had a way of finding even the gentlest hearts. That day, their father, Daniel Hartman, had left early in the morning for an important business meeting out of town. Known as a self-made millionaire, Daniel was admired in boardrooms for his wisdom, but more admired at home for his devotion to his children. Since losing his wife years ago, he had promised to raise Lily and Noah with twice the love. They were his world, and he theirs. But the children also knew that their father could not be everywhere at once. That absence left them exposed to the bullies who never seemed to grow tired of chasing them, mocking them, and frightening them. As the clock ticked closer to evening, Lily gathered the crayons and set them neatly into a box, humming softly to Noah. He looked up at her with wide, innocent eyes. "Do you think Daddy will come home tonight before bedtime?" he asked, his voice full of hope. Lily smiled, though she wasn't sure. "Maybe. But even if he doesn't, he always thinks of us, Noah. He never forgets." Her words comforted him for a moment, but before either of them could speak again, a sudden harsh knock rattled the front door. Lily froze. The color drained from her face. She knew that knock. Noah gripped her arm tightly. "It's them again, isn't it?" he whispered, trembling. Lily's heart pounded as the door opened without invitation. 3 older boys from down the street barged in, their laughter cruel and sharp. They had learned that the children's father was away often for work, and they took advantage of those moments. The tallest of them, Mark, sneered as he stepped closer. Well, the millionaire's little babies, all alone again. His friends chuckled behind him, slamming the door shut. Lily quickly pulled Noah behind her, her tiny body acting as a shield. "Please," she begged, her voice quivering. "Don't hurt us." Her words cracked with desperation. Her small hands clutched her brother, and tears welled in her eyes. She wasn't begging for herself. She was begging for Noah, whose little body shook like a leaf. The bullies mocked her plea, imitating her shaky tone, laughing louder as if her fear was entertainment. Mark leaned closer until his shadow covered both siblings. "What's the matter, princess? Afraid your rich daddy isn't here to save you?" He raised his hand as if to shove Lily, and Noah let out a frightened sob. But in that very instant, the air outside thundered with a sound none of them expected. A powerful hum roared above the house. The bullies paused, startled. The sound grew louder, unmistakable, undeniable. The whirring blades of a helicopter descending onto the Hartman estate's private landing pad just behind the house. The ground trembled faintly as the machine lowered, its lights slicing through the dusk. Lily's tear-streaked face lifted, her eyes widening in disbelief. Noah gasped, clutching her hand tighter. "Daddy," he whispered. The front door burst open again, this time not with cruelty but with forceful purpose. Daniel Hartman stepped inside, still in his dark tailored suit, his expression fierce and commanding. His eyes swept across the room, instantly absorbing the scene, his daughter shielding his son. Tears on their cheeks, and 3 older boys frozen in shock. For a brief, terrible second, silence hung heavy in the air. Daniel's voice broke it, deep and unwavering. "Step away from my children." His tone carried such authority that even the bullies staggered backward. He moved forward, his presence filling the room like a protective storm. Lily rushed to him, and he scooped her and Noah into his arms, his jaw tight, his heart breaking at the sight of their fear. "Daddy, they tried to hurt us," Lily cried against his chest. Noah buried his face in his father's shoulder. Daniel turned his piercing gaze to the intruders. "Do you know what you've done?" he asked quietly, almost too calmly. The boys shifted nervously, realizing too late who they had dared to threaten. They had thought Daniel Hartman was just another busy father distracted by wealth. They had not expected him to come home in a helicopter at the exact moment his children needed him most. Mark attempted a nervous laugh, but Daniel stepped closer, his voice sharp as steel. "You think power is in cruelty. That strength is found in frightening the weak. Let me tell you something. Strength is protecting, not destroying, and tonight you will remember that. The bullies trembled, their bravado collapsing. Daniel did not strike them, he did not need to. His presence alone was enough. But what shocked them most was not his anger. It was the raw pain in his eyes as he looked at his children. That pain was deeper than any punishment. He pointed to the door. Leave, and do not ever set foot near my children again. Because next time, it won't just be me you face. It will be the weight of every law, every parent, every conscience in this city. The boys stumbled out, their laughter gone, their pride shattered. When the door slammed behind them, silence filled the room again, broken only by Lily's soft sobs. Daniel knelt, holding her tiny hands in his large, calloused ones. He brushed Noah's hair gently. "I'm here now," he whispered, his voice breaking. "No one will ever hurt you again." Tears blurred his vision as he hugged them tightly. For all his wealth, all his power, Daniel realized in that moment that nothing mattered more than the fragile hearts of his children. He had built empires with his hands, but now he understood. The greatest empire he would ever build was the one made of love, trust, and kindness within his family. That night, as the city lights glittered in the distance, Daniel made a vow. He would not only protect Lily and Noah from the world's cruelty, he would show them, and the world, that kindness could break through even the darkest times. That when fear whispered, "Please don't hurt us," love would roar back louder, unshakable and eternal. The chapter closed with Daniel carrying his children to bed, whispering promises of safety and love. But in his heart, a new fire had been lit, one that would change not only his children's lives, but the lives of those who had once chosen cruelty.